What's up, Glads Nation? Welcome back to another edition of the Player Signing Show presented by Lippes Mathias. I'm Guy Carenza. Well, we've had a lot of fun here on the Player Signing Show, and we're getting closer and closer to opening night. We are exactly 1 month away from October 18th, when the Gladiators will host the Utah Grizzlies in the season opener. Cut that time in half, and that brings us to training camp. The roster is just about full, and tonight we're introducing another member of the Gladiators to you for the 2025-26 season. I'd like to welcome back all viewers who have previously watched this show to tonight's broadcast and welcome in any new viewers here. Let me tell you how this works before we get into the newest Gladiator here on the show. So how it works is, for a moment, we're going to bring our Gladiator on. I'm going to talk to him, have a conversation, and then in the second portion of the show, we're going to answer your questions from our live chat. So make sure you come prepared, get your popcorn, and have your questions ready for the Gladiator returning to the squad. Yes, returning. And make sure, if you haven't caught last night's broadcast of State of the Glads and you're a season ticket holder, make sure you watch that. We went over some very important info about the upcoming season, your benefits, some new things for the year. Really good stream there with a lot of information. So make sure you go and check that out. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Tonight, we are bringing back a Gladiator from last season. In fact, he's been with the team for quite some time now, and it's his hometown team. He's entering his 6th season as a pro, his 5th as a Gladiator. He is a right shot defenseman, standing at 6'5", 205 pounds. He comes all the way from Woodstock, Georgia, right here in the Metro Atlanta area. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you Zach Yoder, returning to the Gladiators this season. Zach, thank you so much for taking the time to join me tonight.
Of course, man. That was quite the introduction. I appreciate it.
Well, we're happy to have you back. Looking forward to the upcoming season. It's been a bit of a long off season here for everybody. We're all itching to get back out there on the ice. So tell me, what have you been up to pass the time during the off season? How have you been preparing for this upcoming year?
Just training pretty much. Been skating a bunch. Been in the weight room again. That you start that about 2 weeks after the season ends, and then just kind of roll that into the following year. So I've just been lifting weights, skating, and then I do real estate. So I'm a realtor as well. So I've been I've had my nose in that. So I've been kind of, juggling all that at the same time.
Awesome. Well, how's the market right now?
Not great.
No, well, that's why people give you a call, right?
Exactly. No, but hoping it turns here soon.
Yeah, me as well. We need a rebound here in terms of the housing market. All right, upcoming season coming up here in just a moment. As I mentioned before, just a month away. How excited are you to be back with the Glads this season, and what has it been like for you to play so close to home?
I'm super excited. Obviously, this place has got a special place in my heart. Playing close to home with friends and family is awesome. Growing up in Atlanta and youth hockey, we had to go up north to play hockey. So none of my family or friends really got to see me play. They just knew I was the hockey player. So now being able to play here and have them come to the games and actually support me and actually be like, oh, like now I understand why you were gone so much when we were growing up. So yeah, it's obviously coming back for another year is super special.
Yeah, it's a great thing. And as a kid, did you go to any Gladiators games or maybe Thrashers games?
Yeah, we went to a lot of Thrashers games. I think we went to like 2 Gladiators games that I can remember. And it was just like one of those things that they bring like the youth teams out or whatever. But yeah, we did. We used to go to Thrashers games a bunch, and then we would come to like a few Gladiator games.
Oh, that's way cool. And I guess I'll just ask you as a follow-up. I mean, how did you get into hockey, especially being from the South? Not necessarily known as a hockey hotbed, although things are turning around in terms of that. What got you into the sport of hockey?
Honestly, it was my neighbor. He was from the north, and he wanted to play roller hockey, and there was a roller rink in Woodstock that had just opened up. And so me and all my buddies ended up playing roller hockey, and I got super competitive, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to play ice hockey. And then once I got into ice hockey, I'm like, I love this. Let's just keep going.
That's so awesome. And then now you see guys coming from the South playing hockey. You see a lot of guys coming out of Florida, some guys coming out of Georgia, just like you. I mean, we got Connor Galloway on the squad back again for this year as well. So it's a really good thing to see. And what's kind of that been like for you to see a guy like Connor on your team as well? also from the Atlanta area. How cool has that been?
Oh, it's been great. He was skating with us in COVID year, during that COVID year when the Glads didn't have a team. And it was me, Nezzy, him, Niels, and like a couple other guys. And Gally I think he was going to his freshman year of college. And even then, I'm like, man, like this guy's a player. Like I hope when he's done, like he can, end up playing here. So when he got out and, I heard that he was coming to camp and everything, I was like, man, like he can be a valuable asset for us. So, so I'm super glad for him. He works really hard, and he's a consummate professional, and he's awesome. Great dude, great player. So I'm super excited to get to play with him again.
No, that's so cool. And season's coming up quick. So Glads fans, make sure that you have got your tickets. Single game tickets are now on sale. Opening weekend, 1 month away. Go to atlantagladiators.com to get your tickets, and make sure you get them because they are going quick, especially for opening night. We are wearing specialty jerseys for the season opener, and those are pretty cool. So stay tuned on all of our social media channels for the preview there. But again, get your single game tickets. They are on sale. And if you need a little bit more, season ticket packages might be your thing. Full season, 18 game, 12 game, and 7 game. There's something for everybody. So call 770-497-5100 for more information. And one of our great ticket reps will get you all taken care of. And there's plenty of memories to be made this season for the whole family on and off the ice. And Zach, speaking of memories, what has been your favorite memory or moment as a Gladiator?
I'd say it's probably a tie between a couple. The Spin Chicklets night for Nezzy was, I don't know, just the whole atmosphere. The Biz came in the room. Nezzy had the empty net goal. Like it was, I don't know, that was an awesome night. And then the first Thrasher night, which would have been my second year, the place was electric, and it just to see everyone in their Thrashers gear, that was sweet. And then probably the last one is when my first year, we were in like the second game of playoffs, and we were down like 3 goals with like 4 minutes to go, and we ended up tying it with 1 second left. So probably those 3 are like the top favorite moments.
Those are some really good moments, man. And you've played a lot of games with the Gladiators now, 242 games. I don't know if you know this, but you've played the most games out of any active player with the Gladiators going into this season. And you have a chance to move into top 5 all-time of the franchise's games played. What does that mean to you hearing that? And how cool has it been to be able to do that with a team from your hometown area?
Yeah, that's like I've never even I didn't even know that one. 2, yeah, I never even thought, that would be a thing. That never even crossed my mind. But now hearing that, that's super cool. Like I said, this team and this city kind of has a special place in my heart. So to be able to be up there with the top 5 guys, obviously there's Nezzy and Niels. Those guys are legends with the Gladiators. So if I could be in any category with those 2, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while, been a long time. Again, this is your 5th season now, going into your 5th with the Gladiators. How do you feel like your game has evolved from day one to now?
I'd say primarily just like confidence and poise with the puck. Obviously, coming in, it's a completely different game than college. So it gets a little faster. Guys are a little bigger. So yeah, I would just say like just confidence and making plays and having poise with the puck.
And you played for 2 different schools in college. You played for Air Force, then you transferred to Ferris State. How do you feel like your time playing there helped prepare you for the pro game?
I would say probably playing against such good competition at Ferris. We were playing Michigan State. We were playing, Minnesota. We played all these top teams like on a weekend basis. And those top teams always have like NHL caliber players. I think like Michigan, the time we played them, I think they had like 15 draft picks. So playing guys like that, like every night, just kind of helps prepare you for the pro level and the speed and stuff. So I would say that.
Oh, iron sharpens iron, as they say. And happy to have you back on the team this season. Glads fans, you're going to need some merch to rep for opening night. And I've got some good stuff for you here tonight. Some new things. We've got another headwear pre-order. So these are some of my picks. I'm a big fan of these 2 hats right here. That first one at the top, that 2-tone style hat, that is a flex hat. So I think that one is going to be a very popular one. It's one of my favorites. I think I might have to put in a pre-order myself. And then that military style one down there on the bottom, that is Operation Hat Trick. I think that one's going to be a fan favorite as well. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this link to the pre-order for you season ticket holders down in the live chat, and make sure you click that and get your hats in for opening night, and make sure you are ready to rep the Glads for day one of the 2025-26 season. All right, going back to you, Zach. Again, it's been a while here with the Gladiators, and again, we're happy to have you back. What do you think is the biggest lesson that you've learned throughout your entire pro career?
I would say the biggest is probably, like, especially the last 3 seasons not making playoffs, is that your season being done mid-April makes for a long summer. So you see you're sitting on the couch in April and May and seeing all these guys make runs for the cup. It's just not hopeful. I'm hoping, this year that's something different. So I would just say, like, the biggest lesson is we got to do what we got to do to make playoffs and make a run, so we don't have that feeling, for a 4th year in a row.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a successful season this year, and it seems like there's a pretty even split between guys that are returning and guys that are new, whether they're coming from a different team, coming from overseas, or maybe coming fresh out of college. It looks to be a very exciting year, especially under now head coach Matt Ginn. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Coach Ginn. I mean, you played under him 1 year, I should say, as an assistant coach. Now he's going to be your head coach. What's the conversations been like with him heading into this season?
Nothing super. I mean, really just super excited. He's very into the X's and O's, and he communicates that well. I think he commands the room well. Like you said, we got some new guys coming in, so some fresh blood will be good for the team. We've got a good core of guys that we've got a good group in the locker room and everything. So these guys can just add to that and help us on the ice as well. But no, I mean, it's just been positivity and super excited to get things going under him.
All right, let's go off the ice for a second. You are from the Atlanta area. For some of the guys that are new coming here, what do you think is one of the top things that they should have on their bucket list to do? What are some of the top attractions here?
I'd say a Braves game. Especially like as we come into fall, I don't really know where they're at right now, if they're in playoffs or not. Are they not?
No, I don't think they're very good right now, unfortunately.
All right,
we only got a couple weeks left.
Yeah, the last couple of years going to like playoff games for the Braves were awesome. But even if they don't make a playoff game, just going to the Battery and I don't know, just seeing that whole vibe down there and going in, and I don't know, I love the vibe down there, and every time we take new guys down there, they're like, "Holy cow, like this is awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you it's sweet."
Yeah, I've been to one myself, but I got to check it out.
Oh yeah, we'll get you down there, man. It's a good time.
Yeah, hopefully, but before the season ends.
Yeah, yeah. So we got like a month and a half or a month.
Yep. It's coming down to a close. I think there might be about a couple weeks left. So.
Okay, so it'll have to be probably during training camp.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think they're very good right now. So we'll have to see. But
yeah. So outside of that, probably just the belt line going down there, especially for the young guys. They love that. And then a lot of guys like just going to UGA. A lot of guys haven't seen an SEC school and what all that entails. So going up there and just kind of showing them like this is what big SEC schools are like. They really enjoy that. So probably those.
Yeah, no, there's some really good recommendations. And like I said, I'm going to have to take advantage of some of those myself from not being around here. So thank you for that. It's interesting that you bring up SEC teams, though. What SEC team are you pulling for if you do have to root for one?
I would say UGA. And I'm not been a big UGA fan my whole life. But I don't know, being from Georgia, and then obviously they're good now. I would say, I root for the Dogs. I don't do the bark, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't do that.
You're not going to give the fans a bark?
No, I'm not that kind of fan. I'll tell you what, though. Next time the fans see Cody Sylvester, he's got a mean bark. So just ask him to show them his bark.
All right, we'll have to do that then. And it's interesting that you mentioned Georgia because we do have a lot of South Carolina Gamecocks in the office, so they're probably not going to be too happy with that answer. But especially since their team lost last weekend to Vanderbilt. But that's awesome, man. That's really fun. Speaking of fun, let's turn it over to the fan questions now. This is your chance to ask Zach Yoder any question here before the upcoming season. See a lot of returners in the chat, which is awesome to see. Thank you for your support. You got any Ottawa Senators fans here? I know we got a lot of Glads fans in the chat. First question is going to come from Stadium Arena. I don't know if he asked it yet, but he's asked it a lot. I'll ask it on his behalf. Who is your favorite Ottawa Senators player?
Oh, man, I don't really know a whole lot of Ottawa Senators player. I would have said Josh Norris, strictly based on the fact that his brother was my roommate at school, but he has since been traded. So the only other guy I really know is Stutzel, so we can run with Stutzel.
Good answer. And Stadium Arena, I got you covered, man. I didn't see your question in there, but I know you were thinking it. I know you were. All right, make sure the questions come on in. First question comes from Joe Mama. A little bit of a trick question. Is cheesecake more of a cheese pie? Thoughts on this?
Wow. That is something I never even thought of. But I think Joe Mama's got a good point, honestly. It is a pie. Like, cake is like fluffy, right?
Yeah, I think traditionally, yeah.
Pie is in that same round dish. Yeah, I'll call it cheese pie.
See, the thing you got to know about Joe Mama is Joe Mama has a very high IQ. Joe Mama's trying to throw trick questions at us stream after stream. This is one of them. Joe's been around the business. Joe knows.
Yeah, that's a hard-hitting question that we should probably find the answer to.
We should find an answer to it. Joe asked the real questions.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Joe Mama.
I'll run with cheese pie.
Yeah, cheese pie, cheesecake, as long as it tastes good, right? Karen Zenner asks, when you think about your role on the team, how has that responsibility shifted or grown from your first season to now?
Wow, that's a great question. My first year on the team, obviously we had a really old team. I wouldn't say really old, but we had a lot of veterans on the team. We had, Nezzy, Niels, Sly. We had Mike Pellick. We had a lot of veterans on the team. And so I was just, happy to be there and just following those guys right along. But now I'm one of the older guys on the team. And so, I just try to lead by example for the younger guys, especially the guys coming fresh out of college. Show them the area, show them what pro hockey's like. If they're down at any point, like help pick them up and be like, come on, let's go. But yeah, I just try to be a little bit more of a leader. And that's probably the answer to that question.
Well, you got another good question from Karen. Do you ever think about the bigger impact of being a hometown player, not just on the Gladiators, but on the next generation of players in Georgia?
Do I ever think of the bigger impact? Like, in what sense? Not
just I think maybe being like more of a role model for maybe some players that kind of like you were at a younger age, maybe playing in Georgia and trying to get into hockey. Do you ever think about how, maybe a kid sees you in the stands playing and says, man, I want to be like that guy. And then they look you up and they see that you're from the same area and that, if you can make it as a pro, being from Georgia, then maybe that kid can. I think,
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to keep that in mind. When we bring out youth teams for like between periods and stuff, or if they're before games, I try to make an effort to like go say hey to them. Cause I was there at one point too. I've got a nephew that plays youth hockey. So I try to get him as much involved, as much as he can and his team and stuff. But yeah, I try to keep that in mind, especially when I'm around, the ice forum and some of those other rinks. Like I was walking into the ice forum a couple weeks ago and some kid just stopped and looked at me and was like, hey, and I was like, oh, hey man, what's up? And you could tell he recognized me. And I didn't know the kid, but I try to keep that in mind and try to be as nice as possible and show them, that they can be here too at some point.
No, that's really cool. Karen, thank you for your questions, actually, two really good ones. I've got something good for you, Glads fans. I've been cooking up some stuff myself, all right? Take a look at these two things. First off, it's time for you to have a chance to join me in the booth this season. We're calling it Your Call. So I'm on the call. You're on the call with me. This is your call with me. This is your chance to come up to the booth. It's live on Dash right now, and you can go and pick a game and join me in the booth. This is your chance to be a color commentator for a period or as many as you'd like. Got some cool stuff cooked up this season on our broadcast, so I want to have you with me. Make sure you go check that out on Dash, and then I've got this cool item of the week for you guys. Yeah, we saw Jared's fur coat last night. How about this? Got a chance to put it on. Look at that Gladiator's chain right there, all right? I'm dripped out. I've got this chain. You can get it as well. It's our item of the week, $20 Glad's chain, all right? And this price will go up later once it's not the item of the week, so take advantage of this. Link is going in the chat right now. I want you to wear that chain. I want to see it this upcoming season at Gas South Arena. Go check that out. Glad's Team Store, item of the week. Get it done, guys. And they are in limited supply as well, so make sure you get them before they are gone. All right, back to the questions here. Enough merch plugs, although we do have some awesome merch this season. Got to dig down deep here because the chat refreshed from the last time I looked at it. Stadium Arena asks, what is your favorite Italian food?
Either like a good Italian pizza or a cannoli.
Good answers. I like those.
Yeah, I enjoy a good Italian pizza, but like I don't want like some fake Italian pizza. Like I want a good one.
Christy Elmore asks, time to mix it up. All right, we're not just sticking to the Ottawa Senators. Who is your favorite NHL player? And this can be current or past.
Probably Nicholas Hjalmarsson. I don't know if many people know who that was. He was a lefty defenseman for Chicago back when they won the Cups, like 2010 probably. He was just like one of those guys that you didn't really notice. But like if you watch specifically him, like the little plays that he made, I don't know. They were just like, it was like the unappreciated little plays that like you really had to pay attention to notice. So I really liked his game and how he, played. So probably him.
Yeah, he's a really good player. I do remember him just based off the name alone. Pretty unique name there. Richard Elmore asks, if you had a chance to be Max for a game, what would you do to pump up the arena?
I would probably rappel from the ceiling.
That's a good one. That's really cool. Have you rappelled before?
Never. No. So I would try to rappel from a ceiling. How about that?
First time for everything. Christy Elmore asks, what's your favorite Southern dish?
Ooh. I don't really know what we consider a Southern dish. How about probably just like a good fried okra, maybe? I like fried okra.
I'll take that as an answer.
Yeah, we can run with that.
Let's roll. Daphne asks, are you a dog or a cat person or both? And do you have any pets?
I'm a dog person and strictly a dog person. I like other people's cats. I'm not going to have a cat in my house. Yes, I have a dog, Murphy. He's a Labradoodle. He's a male and he's like 60 pounds. He's 3 years old. He is the man. And he's awesome.
That's awesome. Will we be seeing any of him this season?
If we have like a bark in the arena night or something like that.
Glass fans, stay tuned on that.
Yeah,
that's all on that. Stay tuned.
We have that, or I don't know how else I'd ever bring him, but maybe I'll put a picture on Instagram or something.
Perfect. Jared Youngman, the president, asks, well, first off, he says, welcome back, Mr. Yoder. What are you doing on the bus to pass the time?
Well, now that Topatich is no longer on the team, I used to talk stocks with him and just kind of chat his ear off. So now I'm going to have to find something new. So probably just listening to audiobooks or watching the guys play cards.
Just watching? You're not getting into the card game? Stay out of that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I played one time last year and I lost, and I was just like, you know what? Like, I don't need to be a part of this. But normally I sit kind of where the card game goes. So I love the guys. I love watching the guys get all riled up. So I'll probably play the first game this year, and if I win, then I'll probably continue to play. But outside of that, I'll probably just sit in my chair and throw on an audiobook or talk to someone else that's not playing.
That's usually how it goes. That's
exactly
how it goes. Joe Mama asks, what is your favorite type of bread?
Oh, man, this guy does have some good questions. Probably sourdough, but Dave's Killer Bread is probably right behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, like a whole wheat, I like healthy bread.
Casey Reynolds asks, what do you find to be the most challenging aspect of being a hockey player?
Wow. Probably just like as any sport, probably the mental side of it. Just because you're juggling so much stuff, and then playing every night and injuries and all that. Probably the mental side of it.
Richard Elmore asks, will you wear any matching fuzzy hats with Jared on auction nights?
Yeah, if Jared provides the hat, I would gladly wear whatever he provides me.
Welcome back, Yoder. Favorite Braves player?
Ooh, that's a good question too. I'll probably say Austin Riley. I think he's still on the Braves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not a baseball guy myself, but I'll
run with that. He was on there for a while. I think he still is at third baseman. Yeah, I'll say Austin Riley. Sometimes he just hits home runs, and he's a solid third baseman.
Penn Campbell, thank you for your question, Penn. What are you most excited about this season?
Getting the group of guys going. Honestly, I think we have a good chance of doing really well in the division and making playoffs. So I would say making a run deep in playoffs. That's probably what I'm most excited about. And I haven't really got to do that yet. My 4 years, so I'd say that's what I'm most excited about.
I love that mentality, man. I love that energy. Can't wait for this season. Favorite karaoke spot in Atlanta? Is it the Claremont?
It is not Claremont. I've actually never been to the Claremont. I actually don't think I've ever sang karaoke outside of Jared's karaoke night that he threw on us at Bare Bones. But yeah, that was actually my first time publicly singing karaoke. So I don't really have a spot. I know there's a couple Korean karaoke spots in Duluth that are supposed to be outstanding. I've not attended them yet.
Well, there's a first time for everything, I suppose. Jimmy asks, if you could change one rule in the ECHL, what would it be? That's an interesting question.
Really good question. I'd probably take away the fighting rule where guys can only get 8 fights or whatever it is. I think it's 8 or 10. And I'd just let guys have as many fights as they want.
Just let them take care of business.
Yeah, the fans love it too. So works out for everyone.
Joe Mama asks, how many holes does a straw have?
Wow. Right off the top of my head, I wanted to say 2. But I don't think it does. I think it's got one long one.
I think I would have to agree with that. I think it would maybe be 1, right? Because if you take a cylinder and you drill a hole through it,
that's one hole.
There's 2 open ends, but there's 1 hole.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say 1, but I initially was going to say 2.
Yeah, really good analysis here. Penn Campbell asks, what is your favorite restaurant in Jacksonville on a road trip?
Oh, Jacksonville, there's 2. Depends on what you're feeling after the bus ride. But the one is a hibachi spot right across from the hotel. I couldn't tell you the name of it. And the other one is it's like a sports bar, but they serve steaks and potatoes and all kinds of stuff. I don't even know the name of it either. But they're both walking distance from the hotel. That's the trick with being in the coast is you got to find restaurants that are walking distance from the hotel.
I mean, that's not bad though. I mean, you get a good meal in, go back to the hotel, and then a good night's sleep, get a win the next day.
Some spots have nothing, but Jacksonville's got two spots, so you have options.
Options are good, and even better if they're good options. Good question there, Penn. Stadium Arena asks, what is your favorite actor or actress?
Wow. I would probably say I'm not a big movie guy, but we can run with who's the old guy from Batman? Albert.
There's a couple. Oh, the butler. Alfred? Is it Alfred?
Alfred, yeah. I like that actor. I think he does well.
Sweet. Yeah, I know. I mean, which Batman? I mean, there's multiple Batman movies now. I mean, there's
The Dark Knight, that
Dark
series.
Knight. All right, wanted to clarify that there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a giant movie guy. Dark Knight was kind of like in the prime of when I was watching movies. So yeah, I'd say I think that guy does well.
We're just about out of time. Just a few more questions here. Favorite ITP restaurant inside the perimeter? What are you picking?
I don't go inside the perimeter very often. The one place I did go recently was recommendation of Derek Topatich. Shout out, Blue India. It's an Indian restaurant, and it was very good. So Topes told me it was his favorite Indian restaurant in Atlanta, and so naturally I had to check it out. And yeah, I would say Blue India.
All right, Glads fans, there you go. Another one to your list. Go check it out. We're getting a claim here from Christy that you hid for karaoke. Is this true?
No. I had some stuff I had to attend to, and then once I was done attending to it, I came out and I sang my song but I did get a guest appearance from Tyler Drevich. Thank you. But yeah, I would say we probably crushed that.
What song did you sing?
Tipsy by Shibuzi.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that song.
I will say, like, when I first heard Tipsy, I was thinking of a completely different song. So when I got up there and they started playing Shibuzi, I'm like, oh, all right. I can
sing that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I can get behind this. So, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, no, shout out Murray Cohn. I know that guy loves that song too. If you know, you know. Last question comes from Richard Elmore. M&M's or Skittles?
Oh, Skittles.
Easy.
Except for M&M's. Penny M&M's trump Skittles. But if we're just talking like black bag Skittles or black bag M&M's, Skittles.
Mm-hmm. All right. I like that. Good answer. Zach, thank you so much for taking the time to join me here today. Looking forward to seeing you out on the ice this season with the Glads.
Awesome. Thank you, guy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. There you have it, Glads Nation. Zach Yoder is back with the Glads for the 2025-26 season. It is his 5th season with the club, and he's moving up the ranks. He is climbing up the ranks of most games played in a Gladiators jersey, has a chance to crack the top 5 all time. He's currently sitting at 242. He will look to add to that total and climb into that top 5, as well as continue to put pucks in the back of the net for the Gladiators. As in his Gladiators career, he has 6 goals and 30 assists for 36 points in his 242 games. So we are all happy to have Zach back here this season. And that'll do it for this episode of the Player Signing Show, presented by Lippes Mathias. Make sure you get your One Battle merchandise for opening night. I'm going to drop that link in the chat as well. Got a lot of really good merch items, guys. And this is all courtesy of our marketing team, as well as our merch manager, Jackson Packard. Abby, Emma, Jackson, the whole crew, they all do a great job with the marketing, the social media, the merch. Go support them. Go help us out. Go click that link. Get your One Battle merchandise, $15 t-shirts, $25 flags. And I want to see you repping the Glads for opening night. And once again, as always, follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, right here on YouTube. Make sure you smash that like button here on this video and subscribe to make sure you are up to date with the Glads, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when the next live stream will happen. We're planning some cool things in the works for you guys, so stay tuned on that. And of course, check those social media channels. And if you are a season ticket holder, check your email. Check your email, dude. You should have gotten an email from Alex Hobbs with a lot of really cool links to a lot of great stuff that we've got for you this season. Again, if you do not know what I'm talking about, check your email, number one. And number two, go back to our YouTube channel and watch that State of the Glads, State of the Union style video that we did yesterday. A lot of really good information there. Good Q&A session. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. But yeah, go back and watch that and make sure that you are up to date and know what your ticket holder benefits are. And I can't wait to see you this upcoming season. And again, you can maybe see each other in the booth this year with the Your Call program. Go check it all out. As for right now, I'm Guy Carenza saying good night and so long here for the Player Signing Show presented by Lippes Mathias. I will see you all again next time.